Mellow Mushroom Mania. Okay, I'm good.
Mellow Mushroom Mania.
Mellow Mushroom Mania.
How much wood could a woodchuck
Woodchuck
chuck?
chuck.
If a woodchuck could chuck.
Chuck. Okay.
There once was a man from Nantucket.
No, we can't do that one.
Oh. Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
Hi, welcome back. Thanks for tuning in. Our last segment, we touched on a little bit on how to choose colors for your project. Now we'd like to touch on some things on what you should not do.
Capital N-O-T.
Capital N-O-T. And this comes from experience. This comes from just the way that it is. This is a beautiful device. This device can do many things for you. The one thing that it cannot do for you is help you choose a paint color for your room. It might lead you in a certain direction. It might eliminate certain color families, but when you get right down to it, this thing is great for making phone calls. A couple of other things, but choosing color, not so much. Now let's touch up on a couple of other things that are not useful in choosing colors.
Yeah, but I like that color.
Oh, that doesn't look anything like it.
I pulled up one of our most popular colors here. iPads are great devices
For games.
for all kinds of things except for
Picking a color.
choosing colors. Your screen can only carry so many colors. So we have people come in with their iPads, their Fires, all their little doodads besides their phones, and pull up colors on those. Not really ideal for picking out a color.
Well, I've had people show me a color. I've showed them the chip, and they're like, well, you're wrong. This is right. And I'm like, this is the chip. This is what it actually is. I'm like, no, it's got to be that. So the other thing is magazines. Magazines are horrible for choosing a color. And you can see sometimes in a room, it's different from one side than the other side. So even though you see this color and you come in and you like that and they've got it written down there what the name is, and we pull the card and we put it down there, and they're like, well, that doesn't look like it. I'm like, no, it doesn't look like it. Would you like to look more like the color? And then we find something closer to that, which is completely different than what they came in here for.
And I think with magazines and even television commercials, we've had that issue before, and television shows, you have to remember that lighting affects color immensely. It is amazing how much what kind of lighting you have affects the color.
Oh, I'm sure when those magazines, they've got spotlights there. And if you take those out, I'm sure it looks completely different than what the picture is in here. But, daylight, there's so many things that can alter what a color is going to do. But, and even when you see a color at a friend's house and you think, oh, I want that in my house, and so you go and you buy a gallon and you come back and you say, it looks nothing like mine. That's due to the color or the lighting that you have, that it's not the same lighting. And it's just, it's very difficult, and that's why we really recommend that you get samples, that you take them home and you test them. We've had people come in and they go here and they go, oh, I take a gallon of this. And I'm like, no, please don't do that. Please take it home and look at it in your lighting, with your furniture, with your trim and all that. And it's just, it's hard.
It's overwhelming.
It is.
It's overwhelming. Great devices, not so much for color.
No.
And when you think about it, shopping for paint, that's not an impulse kind of thing.
You've been thinking about it.
You've been thinking about it. You know, you're not driving down Regency Road. You go, oh, there's Benjamin Moore.
I need a gallon.
I need a gallon of something because I want to paint it this afternoon.
Now, wait a minute, there might be people like that.
Well,
Most
and that's fine.
people-
And that's fine. But on the other hand, preparedness
I agree.
does help your project move
Right.
more smoothly, and you make better choices if you are a little bit better prepared. So the thing to do is to try to not, man, I had something going there.
Oh man.
Who day?
Who day?
Where was I going? Well, just touching upon what we just talked about in a previous episode, preparedness. You know, and if you've got some things chosen that you know are going to be part of your
Right.
project, bring those with you. Don't bring a picture
Right.
of them.
Right. We've had some people bring us a picture of their couch, and I'm like, wish you would have bought the cushion.
Yeah.
Because it's
So-
completely different. Because I'll be looking at it and I'm like, oh, that's mustard gold. Well, no, it's brown. Like, well, it doesn't come off that way in the picture.
Right.
So,
So, you know, bring those things to the paint store.
And that's one of the advantages of coming to a paint store than going to a big box. First of all, you get a lot more experience behind the counter, but you also can bring all those things to us, and we actually know what to do with them.
right.
You know, you take a couch cushion to a big box, they might be thinking you're trying to repair the
Clean it.
yeah, or clean it. So
Or maybe it's break time.
yeah, maybe. But one of the things that I guess we see the most are devices and magazine colors, and it looks good in my friend's house. We've pretty much hit all three of those. The other thing, even if you hire a professional to do your decorating, we still would recommend that you at least come in and look at the color chip.
Right. Because they will say, oh, this works for me.
Right.
Might not work for you.
Paint is a lot more personal
Mhm.
than a lot of people understand.
Mhm.
There's not one. I love it when people come in and say, "Oh, just give me your most popular white." Well, I'm not
I mean,
sure.
there's maybe a half dozen that we sell a lot of.
Right.
Which, when you sell a lot of a certain color, that does tell you that it works in lots of different kinds of situations. But that still doesn't mean that it's going to be exactly right for your
Right.
particular
Right,
situation.
and again, it goes back to there's a tone or an undertone to all of those colors.
All those colors.
Well, and white. I mean, when you're looking at marble, I mean, they have an undertone of gray, and someone will just say, I just want white. Well, white's not going to work for you. You need to have a little bit
Yeah.
something else. So it is difficult, and I know you guys hate picking out paint colors, but you need to consider all the things that go into picking a paint color.
Mhm. And bring them with you when you come to the paint store.
Yes.
Any other kind of color inspiration that you've got going on.
Yeah, I don't know how many times I've said, well, did you bring that with you? No, I should have done that.
Should have done that.
Yes, you should have. Especially if you've got wallpaper and then it's in another room and you've got a scrap of it and you want to pull a color out of that, you cannot keep a color in your head. You just will get here and you'll be, well, I think it looks like that. No, it might look like that. And if you bring the stuff with you, we can really help you. It's just much easier than phone, tablet, anything like
Yeah,
that.
the more things, the more real life, real time things that we have to look at, the better we can.
So no phone, no tablet, no magazine, no computer,
No pictures.
no pictures. Just, we don't want that.
This has been the No episode.
No.
I don't know who sings that.
But thanks for tuning in. Appreciate
Thank you.
it. See ya.
See ya.
Bye.